Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. We are going to be reacting to Mackie and Amanda, or aka Spooky Booze. Amanda Reyes. Pretty sure it's Reyes. Amanda Reyes cancelled lights, more specifically through her TikTok when she was picked up by, by professionalism and collaboration picked up by Sam and Colby, where they did the Real Conjuring House investigation and tour first, then investigation. And of course Amanda, the blonde, she was the one who was seeing a bunch of spirits everywhere in the house, and also coaching and guiding the other guys through with, how to stay safe around spirits, what is acceptable to approach them with, and stuff like that. So she also, with one of her best friends, Mackie Albertson, who has her own YouTube channel, living in a haunted house. And for better perspective, I'll just link a bunch of YouTube channels down below so that you can check them out, so you get a clear idea of who I'm talking about if you haven't already heard of them through my channel just now. They decided to explore / investigate, Mackie, who is the longer, thicker brunette, and by thicker I mean her hair is thicker. She's a slim woman. She is more on a sensitive side, and Amanda is a medium, a psychic medium per se. She can see a lot more spirits, and she explains it far better with how her gifts and such work. So we're going to be reacting to them trotting through Winchester House. So without further ado,
Sarah Winchester's favorite number was 13, so a lot of the stuff in this house is in numbers of 13.
But I really just think,
That sounds like a door shutting.
I looked into this one, saw a person walking through there. There's literally no floor right there.
You want us to a seance room?
oh yeah, I forgot that with
Oh my god. I don't know what the hell I saw.
I've forgotten her name, damn it. Kelsey Davies.
It's not like the
I got
book
it.
fell. It's like somebody slammed the book to the floor.
Are those house sending noises? That could be in the basement.
There's someone behind you, Brandon.
Who's there?
It's a kid.
Just like a guess.
That's a garage.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're Mackie and Amanda. I'm Mackie. I'm Amanda. And we're the Spooky Booze. This is day one.
I want to put this out straight away. Is it just me, or does Amanda look so much like, obviously by a character, looks so much like Alison DeRantis? Just eerily similar personalities as, eerily similar facial features as each other. Or is that just me? Moving on.
Of Spooktober, so we had to hit her off with a bang. We're at the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, and we brought along a special guest, our really good friend Kelsey Davies. Oh my god! I'm here! We're at the Winchester.
That would probably be me.
Yeah, so that's Kelsey. As you can tell, it's nighttime. The clips you're about to see were a little bit earlier, so we actually just finished investigating, and all we were gonna say was, wow, it was insane. We're gonna start off Spooktober with a bang, and I hope you guys dig this video. Woo!
Oh, we don't need to listen to the
Our
announcement.
merch officially launched.
Oh, bloody ads.
In 1839, Sarah Lockwood Pardee was born in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. She had a very privileged upbringing, and on September 30th, 1862, she married the love of her life, William Winchester, who she'd known since childhood. Her new father-in-law, Oliver, was the inventor of the Winchester rifle. This rifle was so popular it was named the gun that won the West. In June 1866, William and Sarah gave birth to a beautiful daughter named Annie. Annie had a disease where she couldn't process calories and unfortunately passed away malnourished only 6 weeks later. In March 1881, tragedy struck again. William also died following a long battle with tuberculosis. From this great loss, she inherited $20 million. Sarah was absolutely devastated after losing both her daughter and her husband, so she decided to consult a psychic. This is when the psychic told Sarah that there was a curse upon the Winchester family because the guns they made had taken so many lives. She went on to tell her that the spirits of those killed were seeking vengeance, and in order to save her own life, Sarah was to build a home for herself and the spirits, a home that would never be finished. To end off the session, the psychic then told her that the home had to be situated in the west, where the sun sets. So that is when Sarah decided to uproot everything and move out to California. When she arrived in San Jose, California in 1884, she started on the construction of her new home. Sarah was absolutely terrified by what the psychic had told her. Going into it, Sarah had no blueprints or plans, but she received directions on how to build this house from the spirits that she'd contact every single night from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. in her seance room. The end result of the bizarre mansion boasts roughly 161 rooms, including staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that you open and lead to an 8-foot drop straight to the ground, and many, many more oddities. This mansion...
These houses just about shoot up all Jeffree Star's accomplishments with mansions. I'm pretty sure Paris Hilton as well.
As the Winchester Mystery House. Staff members, as well as just average visitors, have all reported having strange occurrences happen while in the house, ranging from doors slamming, seeing apparitions passing through, hearing whispers, and much, much more. So today we were granted exclusive after-hours access to see for ourselves what the Winchester Mystery House has to offer.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think it was it was definitely a little girl, but I don't know.
My clock was more annoying than my dunning.
I don't know, me and Kelsey were hearing while we were walking through the tour. Of course, we're in like the very freaking back.
Yeah.
And we just kept hearing like, hey,
Yeah, hey, like over
and Kelsey was like, did you hear that? And I was like, no. And she's like, no, like telling me what she heard. And we're sitting there and I'm like, I'm not hearing anything. And then boom, hey. And me and Kelsey were like,
And then I heard that one in that room. I was like,
yeah. And I've been seeing a couple people walk through, but this place is definitely really active. Not with any like malevolent spirits. I've been places where they are negative, but they're just like,
I didn't feel
hanging
any,
out. She also like built this place in a way to confuse the spirits, you know what I mean? Like so that they'd get lost. That like they're supposed to get stuck in these places. I really don't feel like anything's stuck here. They're all here.
It's one thing for spirits to get stuck in between planes, you know, not having quite reached heaven or hell, depending on what kind of person they once were, but and spirits really get stuck in a house as far as losing their way of navigating around a building. I mean, can that really actually happen? A house is built so big and so frequently, over and over again, or so much construction just to change up the vibes of the house. Can spirits sense a direction? And, you know, you get so familiar with your external environments that you just know where to go, even if your eyes were closed, or even if it was really, really dark out, and you still... you know, manage to move your way around the house. It's really possible for spirits to actually lose their sense of direction because too many new add-ons happen with the house. Just a thought process, really.
Yeah, I feel like they're hanging out.
Yeah, that's what I
didn't see Sarah though, and I really don't think that I'm gonna see her here because I don't think that this was like a happy place for her.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that her piece was.
I felt a lot of anxiety, like super anxious, just like constant. Like maybe she was constantly just like, because she kept building on the house trying to get away from these spirits. So it's just all anxiety.
Yeah. I felt like super calm through the house.
Really?
Yeah,
I did too.
It was weird.
I felt so anxious.
Really? Like, could you
my
sleep
God.
here? Like, imagine sleeping in this room. And I was like, I'd clonk out.
I don't know if it's because the walls were so tight or like the, I don't know, like some of the stairways were super thin. Like I just felt so anxious.
It's built in a super weird, like you guys are gonna see when we walk through and stuff, but some of the staircases are literally like an inch tall.
Well, I say let's go in.
Pitter patter.
Let's
Get at her.
So dumb.
Between that what they just said and Amanda's ongoing crisscross applesauce when referring to sitting cross-legged.
Staircase to nowhere if you want to get a shot of that.
Staircase to nowhere.
This is all wallpaper, right?
Yeah, this is all original wallpaper that was grabbed in that.
Random collection of candles from Sam Colbert's version, and I'm pretty sure Omar Gosh TV / Omar, his version of this Winchester house, and whoever other YouTuber that I follow has been here. They always noticed there was an odd amount, I think about 13, a count of 13 candles, even pictures of candles everywhere in the house.
It's all building supplies, he was saying, that they'll use. So on the tour, he was saying that, like, even when they do restoration, even when they do restorations to the house, they use materials that they found when they moved into Sarah Winchester's house. So all of these are like original from Sarah Winchester still, this wallpaper. Like, that's just so insane to me, is the crazy amount of wallpaper.
They're almost 4'10". That's why all the doors and everything are so short. And you'll see the steps in here are easy riser steps.
Please be careful on these. Don't hit your head. Okay, we have a straggler.
These lights. This reminds me of a whole like haunted house that like not really. I never. This is my wallpaper every day. Every night. Yeah. This is the room where I heard the noise over here. I was like, like right back here.
And thankfully, we are the only people in the Winchester house right now. So any like knocks, bumps, mostly talking that you hear, like just know it wasn't us, and we can't say that it was somebody else on a tour because we're the tour.
We're the only people here, the ones you see in this room. So
I just heard someone say yeah.
did you hear that?
No.
It feels like a woman. It was like.
Feels like a woman.
This room is weird.
No.
I didn't hear it.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, the doll in there. Right now we're just making our
I
way
love
to
porcelain
two of the
dolls.
rooms that we're gonna focus our filming on that are the most notable in the house when it comes to
Most active.
people
people say.
people have had experiences in, what they claim to have happened in there. So that's where we're gonna go film the most of the stuff. Sarah Winchester's favorite number was 13, so a lot of the stuff in this house is in numbers of 13.
Or spider webs was another.
Yes.
So some of the rooms will have like 13 windows in them or 13 panes. There's even
I kind of thought up there, when Kelsey was still sitting outside with the other girls, I seriously thought that and that little tiny notch at the top of the camera was actually like a GoPro. No, I'm looking at it now, and I realise it's her light. It's her light. Moving along faster, it took me to explain all that.
even one room that has a chandelier in it. That's just gorgeous, and it has 12 lights around it, right? Like an even number of lights.
Like the stock number.
Yeah, and when it got imported here, Sarah Winchester had her staff add a 13th light onto this fixture. You can see which one they added out of place just to make it that number 13.
And as you can see, it's the 13th bathroom.
Infatuated with 13.
So if you guys want to come check out the Winchester house, they're actually doing a super cool Halloween deal right now called All Hallows Eve. It's going on now, so by the time this video's out, it'll be going on.
To give you a little more detail, All Hallows Eve is a super cool brand new seasonal event that's going all through the Halloween season. It features something called a Lost in the House tour. This is an indoor theatrical paranormal investigation adventure. So you get to go through the Winchester house at night looking for ghosts, and you get to feel like a real paranormal investigator. Along with this, they're offering the Jack-o'-lantern Trail, which is a trail featuring dozens.
Fast
This
forward
is
that.
a trip. You guys will not be disappointed. I'm literally thinking we have to come back for it.
Oh,
Because that would be insane.
That would be so much fun. It's actually crazy because, I don't know, Amanda, if you already said this, but when we were in here earlier on the tour, Amanda looked at me and whispered to me and said, I feel like someone died in this room. And then 2 minutes later, the guy was like, this is the room Sarah Winchester died in.
I did know that Sarah Winchester died in her. I know like not a lot about this house, but I did research before I came. I did know that Sarah died in her room in this house. I didn't know which room was hers. We'd already walked through about 5 at that
More
point,
than
4
5,
maybe.
I'd say.
I was like lowball on it, but
Yeah.
like around 5, maybe more at the point when we got to this room. And yeah, he hadn't announced that it was Sarah's room yet, but someone did pass away in here, you know, and I.
What was it? It was like something over here. Like, I don't know what that was.
Wait, did you guys see the walls?
I was just looking at that.
That's like from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I heard someone over here as you were talking. Also, with how you keep saying that you're not sure if you see Sarah, she actually wasn't buried in California. She was sent back to New Haven to be buried next to her husband.
It's because that's actually a really pretty
Like I said, I think that spirits
tombstone.
spend a lot of time like where they were their happiest.
Yeah.
So that's why when I was down in the ballroom, I was in like her music room area. I loved it down there.
I liked that room.
I loved it, and I just think that that's probably because Sarah was happiest there.
Yeah.
She played 3 different instruments: violin, piano, and organ.
Talented.
Wow, I thought you were talking about me for remembering. But I do feel like that's probably where she spent most of her time, and
Yeah.
especially like her happy
I
time.
feel like she was genuinely a good person. There was something off, though, clearly, you know, to make her build this entire.
Well, I mean,
How-
she
I
was
feel
like
she was just scared.
she was
Like,
stricken by
scared.
grief. She
Right,
was
that's
the
true.
last person left in her family. She moved out to California, all freaking alone.
Right.
And bought this cute little farmhouse. She had hundreds of acres of orchards surrounding this place. And then she went to one freaking medium, because they're not all good, throwing that out there,
That's true.
who told her that she had to go out west, build a house, and don't stop building, because the minute you stop building, like, the spirits will be able to get you.
And I feel like she just was told the wrong thing during grieving and went with it. I don't know. It's
Well,
just
there's
really,
some-
it's sad. She was so
They
pretty.
said during the tour that she was, like, how she cared so much about her staff members and everything.
Yeah, they did say she
just
was a
seem-
great person.
Yeah.
Instantly, when her husband William died, he left everything in the will to her.
Yeah.
So in one minute, she became the
Here we go again with
richest
Amanda's
woman.
hair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the amount of money that she spent on this house.
Except in that moment, Amanda is moving just a little bit with like slight little head nods, and there's enough for gravity to start pulling her hair down. I wouldn't really say that was a spirit pushing her hair down, like unless it was like a very moving headphone just for a brief moment. You know, I've got headphone hair. Unless it was something like that. That's a very abrupt movement, and I was sitting as still as I possibly could. So I'm hardly moving, and a movement like that, it would definitely be a lot more suspicious and concerning if a spirit was hanging around, but that was a pretty big chunk of hair, not to mention she was nodding her head up and down, plus the movement and the stimulation to move the hair, and of course gravity.
Is even just insane.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was for her own personal gain. Like she didn't do it for like, oh, I want to show off my
No,
wealth.
no.
Like
her
it.
hair just.
I felt it.
Brandon, did you see that?
I think I got on camera.
It
Yeah.
does in every video.
It like
this side just
went like
totally-
that. Yeah.
I felt it.
That was
I should just put it up.
So that's her husband. What was his name?
William
That's right. William Winchester.
Winchester. The medium's the one who told her that the spirits that were killed by Winchester rifle were the ones haunting her. So that's why she kept building this house and built it in such a way to like confuse the spirits. So the
Stairs to
stairs
nowhere.
to the ceiling and the door that opens
Yeah.
to
Nothing.
a foot drop outside, you know? But I really just think like some. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a door slamming.
Yeah, there was a big bang.
That
That was like a door.
That sounded like a
shutting.
door shutting.
There's
Hello.
probably one of the other side of the house.
Okay.
You think?
So they probably won't hear us.
Does that curtain always move like that?
Yeah, that goes into
Okay,
my
okay.
office.
It goes there, right? Hello, is anyone here?
Like living. Or dead. Or dead. Like, did someone just shut a door? I don't think anyone's here.
No,
I
Ari,
really-
that's actually.
That's just
That
noise.
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, why is that?
That was
moving?
so.
That was so
That was
loud.
really loud.
Funky.
I'm not 100% sure if all the rules can affect.
Yeah,
That was
literally
really sorry.
anything.
Gosh, that
Can I
REM
sit on
pod.
the floor?
Can I sit on the floor? No, Cal.
It's like a spiritual fire alarm. Or a smoke alarm, I meant to say. Like a spiritual smoke alarm.
I don't know.
What if we just take like a few minutes to just like be silent and
Yeah, we can
try to, you know,
I'll see if anyone like
comes through. You can all like sit down.
Yeah. Read my mind.
That will work.
Okay.
It's just,
The temperature is going up.
Oh, it is.
That was really quick. We just sat down to see. Can you make it stop?
Or can you make one of the other lights start going off? That was actually so crazy.
I know. We literally
Just
just
right
sat
when we
down.
sat down to like start.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do something a little different because I feel like we normally go into the investigations and like I see things, but we want to validate what I see with the equipment. But recently we've been like so stoked to have the equipment that we've been relying more on the like, devices.
Just going straight to the devices.
Yeah, than we used to, where like in the Biltmore video, I sat down in the pool room for 20 minutes by myself, waiting for something to come through because I could feel the spirits there. And it took like 20 or 50, I mean, you edited it. You saw me sitting there like twiddling my thumbs for 30 minutes. 20 minutes waiting. It's kind of a long time, you know what I mean? It might not take that long.
I just said, no, it's not going to take that long.
It got hot.
Just to make sure that I don't constantly run into buffering issues. Let's switch over to hotspot. But otherwise, the internet's been working pretty good lately. At least for like the first 16 minutes of this video anyway. It was a 52 or so minute video.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Was that Kelsey shadow? Right on that bed frame, I think it is.
Take that long.
It got hot.
I mean, the shadow passes. It's probably just Kelsey. I'm shifting her weight a bit, but the shadow is more or less around Amanda.
I just said, no, it's not going to take that long.
It got hot.
More specifically
Also,
over
right?
more specifically over Mackie first, that then transfers over to like the bed frame area. It could just be Kelsey moving around because of the lighting systems that the cameras have, but let's just review it several more times. So watching in Mackie first. No, it's definitely, unless it is, I'm pretty sure that the third, rephrase, the fourth. Kelsey is the third. Also the fourth chick, I believe, possibly Mackie's brother's girlfriend. I could have that detail wrong. Either that or just an external friend who just wants to wait in the background. But all three of the girls are sitting down. I thought it was Kelsey moving around. Obviously, Brandon, possibly Mackie's brother, he's obviously sitting in a crouch facing the girls. And either the friend is towards facing pretty much opposites Amanda, either they're also sitting behind her, behind the railing. If that's just Kelsey's freshly sitting down.
A long time, you know what I mean? It might not take that long.
I just said, no, it's not going to take that long.
It got hot.
And there goes the shadow.
Also, right?
Yeah.
Past the bed frame, but I'm really not sure if it's the fourth friend, out of the girls anyway, the fourth friend, or if that is actually a shadow, like a spiritual shadow. Now, I'll definitely confirm that it passes over Mackie first, and then passes over the bed frame. So I'm rewinding quite a bit. Okay, well, you can see that friend back there. For some reason, she's just hiding in the background. Coming back forward again. Yeah, you see the shadow go over Mackie. I mean, Kelsey isn't just yet sitting down. So that could just be Kelsey moving it back because she goes to sit down. But then once she is sitting down, the same shadow moves back over them again.
30 minutes, 20 minutes waiting. It's kind of a long time, you know what I mean? It might not take that long.
I just said, no, it's not going to take that long.
It got hot. It did. Also, right?
I mean, there was also a cut as Kelsey sits down, so it could be just a friend moved and they just edited, or Mackie edited to cram in the timing. So it could just be very well be the fourth girl in the group. But otherwise, everybody's sitting down and the cameraman, Brandon or Brendan, brother or partner, is sitting in a crouch.
They're like, you just use the equipment. But yeah, we just want to like take the 20 minutes, thanks, to see if we could get anything ourselves and then use the equipment to validate like we used to. Like I kind of feel like we're going about it in the wrong way, and that's normally how we started.
I just saw a leg.
We are going about it in the wrong way.
I just saw like a transparent leg.
My name's
Okay, the friend is still sitting down in the background, so it's not the friend. Unless there is another camera person, because Mackie always generally operates with 2 cameras, so she probably has like another camera individualist, but the friend is way up in the background. Brother or partner are sitting crouched on the floor facing the girls. Kelsey is now sitting down. And definitely wouldn't be Kelsey's shadow because she's sitting completely still cross-legged. I'm just so confused whether or not it was the movement of a person in the background, like facing in the genuine direction opposite Amanda, or if it was a spiritual shadow.
Amanda. This is Mackie.
Is that window open over there? Because the curtain's moving.
Which one?
Wait, stop moving. Is that moving?
It's moving.
Is it? The window's closed. Right? Where's
Mackie, are you close enough to that to be making it go off?
No, bring me. That's not me.
Dude, I saw.
That's not me.
Oh my god.
It didn't want you to put that near it.
I
It was
kind of
like,
got
no.
the same vibe.
Wait,
It's like psych.
I'm trying to see.
Mackie, are you close enough to that to be making it go off?
No, bring me. That's not me.
Dude, I saw.
That's not me.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna step in front of it.
Yeah, you got way closer that time.
We tested a couple of times to see how close we'd have to get to set it off.
Okay. Well, that's temperature. That's not me.
Isn't that where you saw the leg?
Yes. Like in front of the bed, I saw like it wasn't a big leg though. Like it was kind of small, like almost like a. I want to say like a smaller male. Like it looked like a young man with like slacks on with a kind of fold in the middle. Like I think it's a boy. If you're a boy, can you please make it stop?
Full body chills, just like goosebumps. I feel like it's not that cold in here.
Could also be the chills because she's thrilled.
Like visions. I don't know another word for them, but I don't see like visions a lot. But I was like right before.
Okay, the bigger shadow behind Amanda is technically Mackie,
My eyes and looked at the camera like.
because the movement of the shadow was consistent with her shifting her hair around. That one was instantly debunked. And as we see, the friend in the background is now no longer in the background. I'm still baffled at a shadow in the background passing over Mackie, but then also passing over the bed. Especially as Kelsey was sitting down, pretty still and immobile.
Share this. So this is for when I like was trying to connect with them, and then that started going off. You'll see it on the camera when you're editing. But I can feel like someone touching down my spine, like this.
They were by you too.
Like literally like rubbing up and down my back. And when I got that, like I just kind of like let it happen, because normally I don't let them touch me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it definitely like it felt like motherly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And then-
comforting.
Yeah, and then the image that I got in my head was Sarah Winchester with her baby, and her baby like she's touching his back, like, super lightly. You know what I mean?
So do you think she's cute? Or do you think it's an offspring maybe?
I have no idea. So earlier, can you make it stop? Earlier I saw a little girl that I described in like that peach like color. It's darker than what I'm wearing, but now I'm wondering if this is an orange.
That's like, yeah.
It was like pink almost, like in between this and pink. So and it looked like a little girl. I couldn't see what color hair she had. Not even that would make that much of a difference. I'm wondering if it was Sarah's daughter. What was her name? Abby.
What was Sarah's daughter's name?
Annie.
There's some tiny Annie in the background.
Because sometimes when,
I did not expect for the woman in the background to have such a light, childish voice.
like, that just turned off.
I saw that on the foreground.
Sometimes when children do pass away, they like, I never see them as babies. I rarely see them as babies. I see them at a different age. So I was like, oh, maybe that could have been Sarah Winchester's daughter.
Yeah.
Like she's like running around, like she was playing in this house. Like she would have when, like, had it been a normal house. Like had Sarah Winchester not lost her baby and her husband so quickly, I think that none of this would have been a thing. Like I don't think that the Winchester house would have existed had Sarah not gone through the things that she went through. You know?
Yeah.
Like, had she been able to live out here in that...
I mean, I was gonna say with the rumbling of the music just then, it's obviously the soundtrack with the music that Mackie chose, but more often than not, when YouTubers are editing their videos and they add like a deep, ominous music sound, especially with homage videos, it usually does mean it's a cue for when something spiritual is about to happen in video, or more specifically, spiritual is about to happen for the individuals in the environment. But like, of course, Mackie always, unless it's Amanda's turn to edit, but Mackie always puts like a subtext on the screen saying they watch for something or listen for something, and then officially cues on text what to look out for in a given moment.
The farmhouse with her family, like it would have been a happy home for them and her daughter. Like she would have been running around playing.
So who do you think was like? Do you think it was Sarah, or were you getting a vision? Like, what do you think that was?
I don't know if it was Sarah.
If it was Sarah, can you make the REM pod stop?
I don't think it was Sarah.
He was Annie?
I think it was Sarah's like niece, Daisy.
Daisy?
Well, her name wasn't Daisy. Her name was something else, but they called her Daisy, I think. That's not a tricky thing. That was on the tour.
Yeah.
Do you think there's two in here?
I thought for a second,
Yeah.
I thought for a second the girl was about to say, yeah, I heard it too, but no, she was just looking to see what they were paying attention to. The man.
I was just gonna say it just got so cold right here.
It got so cold behind us. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel maybe 2 people in here.
I don't even necessarily think that they're in the room with us.
Really?
No.
I want to know this.
Yeah, when you can feel people in the same house as you, but they're not technically in the same room as you. But you can feel that people are in the house with you, even when they're not even technically living, versus when they're not in the room with you, or versus when they aren't in the room with you. I definitely get that feeling.
That was I saw. That was very clear. Like, it was like a leg. Like, I saw the shit.
Somehow the next 10 minutes of this clip disappeared.
I want to know whose leg that was I saw, because that was very clear. Like, it was like a leg. Like, I saw the shoe, the pant, but I didn't see anything else, but it was their right leg. Like, specifically.
And was it like dangling off the bed, or like just standing?
Did it touch the floor or not?
It was touching the floor.
Wasn't Sarah.
Gosh, Cassie's got very bridal looking nails. I also want to point out, I love her necklaces.
Oh.
No, it was like, it wasn't like a woman leg. Like, it was a small, short leg. Like, it looked like a little boy leg. But, like, then you felt as a young girl. So I don't know what the hell I saw.
Did you see something over there, Mac? Yeah, I did too. But it was short. It was like below the rope.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I saw.
Did you see something over there, Mac?
No.
I did too. But
I was kind of hoping that it would have been caught on camera as well, but it was just something that 2-ish or 2.5 mediums saw in a given moment. Camera not included.
It was like below the rope.
Yeah. Just like really
Like a black blur.
Yes, that's exactly what I saw. Just on the corner of my eye.
That's like how tall whatever I saw. His legs were super short. Like, they were not man legs.
Who did we just see?
His name starts with a B.
Brandon? I'm so bad with names, I'm not even gonna guess.
I was gonna say Bruce.
Bruce.
But I'm also super bad with names.
I'm so bad with names. Is your name Bruce? Can you make the REM pod go off?
Cannot.
You can't?
He cannot.
Is he weak? Or he just doesn't know
He did
how?
not like that you called him weird. He didn't have technology when he was around.
Does he not know how to use it?
I don't even think that's necessarily it. I think that was just a factoid that he was sharing with
Okay.
us.
Where do you see him or just feel him?
No, I just feel him.
Okay.
I saw him like 2 minutes ago. It was around the same time that we saw like the black blur.
Okay.
Right after.
I just saw another blur over
It's like a lot of you see things out of the corner of your eye here. Like that's especially how it was on the tour when I wasn't sitting down, like trying to. Do you think we could go to the seance room and maybe pop back in here? If we end up having time.
Do they want us to go to the seance room?
That's why I asked.
Oh my god.
Sounds like
really
disco lights are going off, and I'm gonna absolutely guess that the woman in the background is like a tour guide or a supervisor guide, because she confirmed the Annie lady, and not to mention she's allowed permission to the seance room, so not necessarily a fourth member of the group, but that debunks that a little bit more.
Us to go to the seance room.
That just turned itself off again also.
Oh my
I feel like they draw energy from here.
Honestly, it's like the REM pod, the spirit that was sitting at the REM pod off was like, yeah, actually go to the seance room, yes! All those disco lights just went off with this thing. It's like they finally broke through with guessing of what the spirit would actually like out of these girls. Guy.
Purple.
Can you make the REM pod stop and we'll go to the seance room?
Oh
What the heck?
Alright, let's go.
Was that... who was that? Because you said Bruce couldn't do it. So who the heck was that?
That was a lot more than one.
That was not... Yeah.
That went off.
Yeah.
That was like insane.
Interesting.
To go to the seance room.
I knew we wanted to go to the seance room.
I know. Brandon's a medium now.
Did you have an SD card?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Look it out.
The man's voice was off in the background.
Spirits this week, like people in my house. Yeah.
Let's go to refreshing everything again. This video's gonna be like a 10 to an hour length.
So you guys saw my podcast, and you can see my face turn white because I thought it was a person in my kitchen. I was like telling Amanda,
It's weird when that happens.
Walking to the seance room, and I was like, you just kind of like look down each room because every room is something different and weird. And I looked into this one and saw a person like walking through there, and then I stopped and like did a double take. There's literally no floor right there.
Oh.
But there used to be. But that was really weird, so I just had to stop and say that.
The seance room, Sarah Winchester came here every single night from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. to communicate with the spirits in her house.
She would lock herself in this room. She was the only person who she was the only person who had a key to this room. So she was literally the only person who could get in. There is one way in, 3 way out. So we are going to head in there.
Because clearly the spirits, whichever spirits are with us, want us to come here, and it makes sense because this room was dedicated to them.
So, I don't know, I wonder if did she have a table or would she just sit on the floor? Like,
I have no idea what that girl was up to.
And then every time she'd come in here, she'd shut the door behind her.
I actually feel great.
I know, I feel good in this entire house.
I do too.
Like, it feels very light and airy to me, like.
It does, but then it's like I get so like I'm like nervous to see what happens. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm scared. I'm just like nervous.
As someone who speaks to the dead on the daily, I highly recommend this place. It's so mellow.
You came to the seance room like you wanted us to.
If there's anyone here who would like to communicate with us, can you please make that light in the middle? Can you touch it or make it go off in some way?
I hate to like kill the vibe again, but I feel like we're going about it in the wrong way again.
What do you mean?
Like introduce yourselves. Like, this is like I don't think that like we should be like, can you do like literally? I can feel them here. Introduce yourselves. I'm opening a line of communication.
Okay.
Like, let's just do it.
Alright, I'm Mackie.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelsey.
I'm Brandon.
It's nice to meet you guys.
I know that some of you guys have been here since Sarah Winchester was here, and I can't imagine why you'd stick around. We have a couple other devices in the room. We have a REM pod that you can walk up to. You're welcome to use if you prefer that line of communication.
There's someone coming to me right now. And they keep showing me the garden, that inner garden area that we passed with the windows. And they keep saying so peaceful. When you were talking, they kept saying so peaceful. I feel like it's a woman coming to me. I don't know, I don't think she worked here. I could be wrong. Did you work here? Is that blinking?
Yeah, I think the temperature gauge has been kind of blinking on and off a little bit. It's definitely speeding up though.
Yeah. Are you the woman that's coming to me right now? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming to me so peacefully. She came to me very mellow, very peaceful, like not super aggressively. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Can you tell Amanda your name or me your name?
Did you used to come here to communicate with Sarah Winchester in this room?
I think she knew her.
I think she did too.
I think she like she's showing me Sarah like laughing and smiling. Like she's like showing me that they had like a deep, like a friendship. They had like this friendship. Yeah, I feel like they were friends. Like either she worked for her and they were very connected in some way.
Do you find this room peaceful?
I don't think she really came to this room.
I was gonna say the exact same
Like I don't think she ever came in here until after she passed. Whoever this is. So she didn't really know how to answer your question.
Do you happen to know what her mother's name was?
Oh no, I don't. I probably can look it up.
Oh.
Ooh.
I think it's her mom.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was one of her family members.
I thought maybe a worker or something.
But right when I asked about the mother,
Wow.
so I'm gonna say yeah, I'm pretty spot on.
Did you come and visit Sarah often?
Only when she needed her.
When Sarah needed her?
Yeah.
Her name's also Sarah.
Oh, really?
You know how you felt like that motherly touch on your back? Do you think it was her?
No, I don't. Oh, it had I only felt it. I think that maybe I would have been oh, it's possible.
Yeah.
But because I never. Did you not hear it?
I heard that.
Oh, I did.
I totally heard that. I thought it was a snap. I thought someone
No,
snapped.
I heard it's like a sharp tap.
It was. So obviously this was Sarah Winchester's seance room. She was the only person who ever came in here, the only person who ever had access to coming in here. And they call it a seance room, but they really don't know exactly what went on in here because nobody came in here but Sarah.
They just knew that 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. was her time to communicate with spirits in here, but that's all they know.
Yeah, so they think that maybe they were giving her instructions on how to continue building the house. Or maybe she was just in here trying to speak to her husband and her child that she lost. We're not doing any of the things that Sarah Winchester used to do when she was performing her seance.
We don't know what she did. Maybe she had candles. Maybe I don't know what she did.
That's what I imagined too. Was we were talking about equipment and stuff, and I don't see.
Well, I mean, back then they didn't really have equipment.
Well, Ouija boards. And
right.
Stuff.
I was thinking Ouija boards or maybe dowsing rods because those are very old.
Yeah, and spirituality was very, very common during this time, especially in women. because all the men, all their husbands, their sons, their uncles, their brothers were going off to war and dying. I think it's so weird that we got such a direct response that they wanted us to come in here, and
it's quiet.
And there's the one woman.
So quiet.
It is. Oh,
well,
I guess that's our cue.
On that note, we are going to head to
ballroom.
I was about to fast forward in case I just talked away through, which is they are. So let's just fast forward this ish. I thought this thing lost window pieces.
Did they ever say why there's spiderwebs?
Apparently they were a super common trend back then. Like a lot of people found it very pretty. Which I do too now, so I don't know what I say. But Sarah really liked them, so.
Oh, this room is so creepy.
Yeah, this is the unfinished ballroom, so she never got to finish this before she passed away, sadly. But it would have been really, really pretty, I think.
It's all like a mist.
Oh, so that probably Kelsey is messing with the necrophonic app. I've got the same app too. I've only used it once from 2020's Halloween, I believe it might have been. Okay, let's just fast forward to some more interactivity.
Chandelier fixture in the room or in the house with, instead of 12 light fixtures on it, there's 13. They added an extra. There it is.
And then also, I forget what
The
this is
spirit
called.
box said 1. When you guys said it added an extra, it was like 1.
And all the paneling on the ceiling, each separate panel has 13 smaller panels in them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what book Jim would have been talking about? That like it's like a blue book that has fallen multiple times. When?
No, I'm not sure.
Did you say it was in this room?
He said it was.
Right? He didn't say it wasn't in the ballroom, was it?
It was in the ballroom. Cause organ donor.
Organ donor?
No, it's a blue book, like, near the thing. And
It might
there's
be.
no way for it to fall off.
It might be this one.
Are you sure it's not that?
Which
He
one?
said that it slammed down.
The guides say this one joke that involves organ.
Like,
The organ.
oh yeah, no, do you know where Sarah Winchester, she played 3 different instruments. She was amazing. Do you know where that she got this, like, organ from? An organ donor.
And then for some, like multiple guides have encountered some book in this room
5 different ones.
just slamming to the ground the second they say that joke.
Yeah. And he goes, it wasn't like, not even like but an earthquake and that one book fell.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not like the book fell. It's like somebody slammed the book to the floor.
What's weird is I saw a man walking like from this room through the dining room, and he said it was like a man. So I thought that was weird that I saw it, like a man walking that way from here, this room.
Did you say what the name of the book was, Brandon?
No, he just said it was a blue book.
Knows what these mean.
And Amanda's very intrigued with the
So
wall.
when Sarah passed away and they were getting all her stuff out, whatever, they came across this door right here. They opened it, and behind it was a steel safe. Like, look at that. We didn't get to come in and see it.
Yeah.
And obviously they were so stoked. So they thought when they found this secret safe that they hit the jackpot, you know, there was gonna be money in it, stacks of money, gold bars. So they finally get a locksmith to come and open it. There's 3 things in it, Mackie.
Hair.
A lock of her daughter's hair, who had passed away, and then her husband's obituary and her daughter's obituary. Those were her
So
3
sweet.
most prized possessions that she kept away from everyone else. So like, I really think that just goes to show you like who Sarah was, you know?
It's sweet.
Right?
And not safe.
So
just
that's
as
the-
Sarah honestly stands for as kind, compassionate, invested in the spiritual world and living world as much as Lorraine Warren ever was. Not that Lorraine Warren went out of her way to building a house bigger than her spirit's big head, but...
We set some stuff up.
Yeah,
like the
let's do
REM
it.
pod. There's something making it blink. There's someone. Are you the man that I saw earlier?
Someone's gonna want to be knocking to us.
Knocking, communicating through knocks. Should we turn the REM pod off or just?
I think you can leave it on, but I definitely think that we should listen to it. Yeah.
So. That's the audio, right?
That's the house settling. It does settle a bunch.
Wait, was it like that loud?
I've heard it loud.
Wait, that wasn't that.
Wait, that was the house?
Audio? It might be the audio upstairs as well. It's like a mixture of a bunch of things. It could be. I don't know. Or it could be something else.
The ominous music in the background...
That's gotta be the audio.
The ominous music in the background that I'm sure is Mackie's editing doesn't really help to differentiate, rumbling of the house itself, but again, it really does help set the vibe of the type of video that they're filming and the type of vibe of the house that they're in.
And I can feel it in the ground.
Yeah, me too.
Either that or the ominous music is from the house.
That could be in the basement.
Is the man still with us or whoever was here? My name is Kelsey.
And Mackie.
And that's Amanda. Nice to meet you.
Gonna put this on pause briefly and go and put my phone on charge. Even though I shouldn't be hospitaling anymore because the internet's fixed. We were hearing a crackling noise.
Is it okay that we're in here doing this?
Honestly, that creaking crackling sound, it sounds like an old rickety ship. Especially as it bends and moves and shifts on weights, obviously on water. I'm pretty sure the Queen Mary even did that. Even though it was mobile and not going anywhere in the seven seas, but...
Someone behind you, Brandon. In between the
What
chair
did Amanda
and
say? Because my headphones have a 1 second delay. Ah.
There's someone behind you, Brandon. In
She said the same thing she did in the intro.
Yeah.
Watch the bottom left side.
Who's there?
Ooh!
It's a kid.
Right down there.
It's a kid.
Oh, well, she replaced the footage anyway. Kind of pointless. Damn, it's like a spirit relatively sat next to or moved next to you, Brendan. I'm still bloody confused, and they keep saying his name, and I'm still getting confused on which one it is. Obviously, because both names are so similar. I mean, if it's blonde, then it's Mackie's brother. Brunette, Amanda's partner.
It's a kid. It's the same little kid that I saw earlier on the tour.
Oh, the girl, right?
Yeah.
Did you see her in here the first time?
No, this is my first time seeing her in here.
I was also saying it was pointless of me rewinding Mackie already does that in editing.
I love this.
But we're past that now.
Does she have brown hair?
No, she's she's got definitely darker than Mackie's hair, definitely maybe a little bit darker than mine, but a dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde. Okay.
Is there any relation to Winchester?
Yeah, that's what I was asking because Sarah and her husband have brown hair.
Yeah. Is she the one that likes to communicate through knocks?
That was a different, there's more than one person in here with us. The one who wanted to communicate through knocks.
Okay.
It was,
That was a guy, right?
yeah,
Okay.
definitely a male presence.
Maybe the man I saw earlier.
Does she like the REM pod and the lights on it?
She loves the cameras.
The cameras?
I think that's why she was next to Brandon. I think she was checking it out.
Well, she didn't have those for us.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
If you wave your hand in front of the camera, you'll be able to see it on the screen. Can you imagine, Brandon? You just see a little kid's hand, like.
I'd lose my mind. Kinda am wondering if this is Sarah Winchester's daughter, because I don't think that she's not. I don't think that she grew old.
It's probably be the child's head anymore if the person grew old.
I can think that would be like related to the Winchesters
or older.
She did have a niece that like stayed here with her.
Humming when you were talking.
Yeah.
Like
From like over there.
Yeah. Did you
I
hear
heard
it?
that. Yeah.
It was like
He's
super cute. Like it was like a little girl, like super
from in the room over there.
Yeah, like it was like over that way.
The humming, ominous sound from the building's audio is not really helping because you instantly think it's spiritual sound that they're picking up on camera.
That was weird because in my head I was like, if anyone's here, make the REM pod go off. I just said it in my head. That was really weird. So I'm like, can you read my thoughts? Like I thought, like I don't know. That was really weird. It's getting cold over here.
A little boy just came into the room from that room back there.
It's not Bruce, is it?
It's not.
What does that mean? Just checking it out.
There's a few people in here. They're like all coming in.
Hello everyone, I'm Mackie.
I'm Kelsey. I'm Amanda.
I'm Brandon.
We're here to see if we can open a line of communication with you guys.
Okay, it's finally occurred to my slow ass dumb ass. Brandon is Mackie's brother. Brendan, with an E, is Amanda's partner. So they're with the brother in this video. Took me the longest time.
To us. Share anything.
Do you see any of them?
Yeah.
Is there one like over there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just saw it. I know. It's like, yes, because I just saw it. It looked like a white, like mist, almost like go that way. Is that what you saw?
I can feel them, but that's the room where the little boy just came from too. No, I feel like they're coming.
Yeah.
In. And the weird thing is, and I'm just pointing this out because of the history of this house in particular, how it was designed to confuse them, the doorways to nowhere. I'm not gonna go all into it again, but they're coming through the doorways. Like they're using the doorways. Sometimes I'll see them like appear, you know what I mean? And I'm like, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Like they really are
Using the doorway.
using the house. You know what I mean? Like they're following.
Like they're still alive. Like they're
No,
just
like-
going through the door.
Not even that, but like that they're following the pathway of the house.
Like the
Isn't
house is
that-
a maze.
It's really weird because most of the time if one comes in, it's just like all of a sudden they're
Yeah,
there.
sometimes I'll like
I've
see
seen them come through the walls. Like in my apartment, I've seen them just go through the walls, which is so weird.
Yeah, I'll like see them out of the corner of my eye. All of a sudden, we're like, bro, where did you come from?
It's possible a bit more.
It's a lot.
You think anyone got hit in the head on the left side? Anyone in here?
Mackie's about to.
Oh my god. Jeez. I keep seeing something like right there. Like underneath the mirror.
Like a mist, kind
Not
of.
like it's vibrating.
Almost like, you know, when there's like heat. Like when
Yeah,
you're driving.
that is exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm not seeing it, but I know exactly.
But that's what
I've seen it like at any time.
I looked at the mirror and it just looked like it was
That's
a
like-
mirage.
Is it a person that Mackie's seeing? You can make it stop if it is.
Oh, that shadow scared the crap out of me, but that was definitely just Kelsey.
What is it you're seeing?
I don't know.
Maybe it was a spirit.
I have no
I wasn't patient.
I don't know, I just felt like I needed to get up.
That breath sounded like a... almost like the first breath came out half-assed because the throat was still constricted, but then relaxed. Kind of like when you go to sigh, but you get stopped halfway because your throat is still surprisingly constricted. Like a, you know, a tuberculosis. I don't... I sort of am familiar with tuberculosis is from all the other YouTube videos that I've watched, but it definitely had a lot to do with lungs. And not too many people could really figure out what was truly going on versus the technology we have today, and you know, getting vaccinated. it sounded like a constricted sigh, like someone was aiming to just exhale and let it out, and and with exhaling to clear the throat as well, but the throat was still constricted. That's what it sounded like.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, what do you feel like?
I felt like I was in someone's way. Like I felt like I needed to move.
By the glow?
To be honest, I thought Kelsey got up because she went to go examine the mirror a little bit closer. But no, she explained she thought someone was behind her and that she felt like she was sitting in the way of their pathway. Interesting.
Someone behind Kelsey, but
was it like a flash
I
almost?
was opening to say my mind, and then do you want to know the next place I saw it?
Where?
Because I don't know if you saw it move too. Right over there in the air.
No, I didn't see that. I just saw it flash, and I looked and I saw a split second on the globe.
Boom, and
Yep.
then I saw it. Boom.
That's so crazy. What is this? Miranda, did you it's not even a globe. I don't even. What is that? It's a sphere.
Yeah, like I felt like I was in someone's pathway.
It's all moving again.
Yeah, like I felt
It's
like I
possibly
was
just
in
Kelsey
someone's
still moving around because she's still standing, but it seriously looks like a very bleak, very transparent shadow. I'm very well aware that, video's behind me, and every time I point out my laptop screen, it's in front of me. But looking where the plant is, between the plant and the skirting board of the wall. Oh, that's too far forward. And possibly is just Kelsey still moving around, maybe even the supervisor to her.
I feel like I needed to get out.
Did you feel like anyone's still in here?
Here's the weird thing. I feel like when we first got here, like they were curious and they were coming to check us out. You know what I mean? But like right now, I just feel like I'm being watched from people outside of the room. Lord knows there's enough like windows in this house. Make that easy. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. Like
When
it feels different now. Like when all that stuff was happening, it felt like there were people in here, but now it feels like everyone kind of just like backed off, like scooted away for a second, and just on the feeling us out.
Wait, do you remember? You guys still have to do your outros, right?
Yeah. In front of the house.
Can you, wait, can you like 5 more minutes in here and then let's go do the outros?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
No, thanks for keeping us on time.
It was like, no. We're just
If you want us to leave the Winchester house, if you want us to leave your house, make the REM pod go off, and we will pack up our stuff and get out of here.
And doesn't Beeper want them to stay?
I do too.
Do you want us to stay? If you want us to stay, can you make
make my phone ring? I guess we're going to say goodbye. Thank you for talking to us today.
Right, they're just closing out.
Sharing your house.
Your home, I was gonna say inviting, but Lord knows you did not invite us here. But thank you for
Still closing out.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video at the Winchester Mystery House. I think it was a great way to kick off our Spooktober. So if you agree, give this video a big thumbs up and give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe, turn on post notifications because we have a lot of spooky content coming out this October. And
I figured in the end there, she's about to mention about the merch again. Of course I'm not disinterested, I'm very interested. But we've got to speed this issue up, because I've been recording it over for like an hour now, plus the amount of times I've been pausing. This was my reaction to Mackie and Amanda. Seriously thought all here was red for a second. Nope, I'm hallucinating, going nuts. Anyway, as I was saying, this was my reaction to Mackie and Amanda's tour and investigation-ish through the Winchester house. It's definitely far more of an intriguing video than what it was of anxiety-ridden through every single frame rate of the video. And it's definitely very interesting the amount of shadowy figures that I possibly caught between rewinding the video. Like, it could have been absolutely someone just moving around in between the cuts every time Mackie took out a chunk of the video for the sake of cramming in time, which I will definitely be doing because I'm looking at my timeline right now, I'm an editor, because that's also how I record my audio, and 1 hour and 12 minutes. It's also because the amount of times I've been pausing to frequently talk, so I'm not talking over the video, the people in the video. So this was far more of an intriguing video, and more, I just enjoy the art display of the house, enjoy the just the spiritual connections and the history that the Winchesters have gathered. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully this isn't a nightmare to edit like my first one was. Thank you all for watching. It doesn't make a difference with you guys, obviously. You see the final ending of it, the final results. I see hours and hours and hours and hours of wrestling with my editor. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll try to see you all for my future videos. Bye guys.